Hey, brothers and sisters of Christ, y'all. I don't know which one gonna come out first because I'm doing my other video about the Lord was telling me about Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus, I think that's his name, y'all, because I think in the video I was even saying Zacchaeus. I don't even know what I was saying, but y'all know I put his name up there, Zacchaeus, in my dream. And I didn't share the dream in this video, but the Lord got me back to go share this dream because he gave me something extra on it. I had multiple dreams, but I'm going to share two dreams because I don't even know what the other one mean, but y'all know something major is coming. And the Lord say he's separating the wheat from the tare. And the only way we can stay strong in our foundation is with him, and for us to be able to make sure we walk whole to him. I might well add into this video of what the other thing. Because remember I told y'all, if you look at the other video with your lead up, that the Lord told us that we got to walk righteous at all times. Because he gave me some scriptures to give about that he was telling us yesterday about our character and how we should walk in the Lord. Yeah, so my dream, what got me into talking about Luke 19, Zacchaeus, is because, look, this is the dream I had. I was at one of my cousins. Well, I wasn't with her, but you know how I could look at people and see what's going on? So it was this big old field, because my cousin and they stay in the country. And they had a lot of land. And one part of their land that they owned, they part of the land was cut clean. It was just clean, pretty land. And so this event came up, and they always the type of person, they always try to go help people out. So next to their land was another somebody else's land, but it had grass, wheat, all of, bad weeds. You know how we've been up for so long, and it was all together. And so whoever was having this event that was next to her, she went and got her lawnmower and she started cutting down they side of the grass so they could have event on it. Because that's just how they are. So as she was mowing down the grass on that event, on that side, the land next to her, somebody else's land, she started cutting down their grass out the kindness of her heart. So these people who have an event, they can come park on that property, on that land. And in my spirit, it was like way back in the days. Like the old time days. And you know how, like, with slavery and stuff, this I'm telling you how I felt. These were slave masters. It was white men pulling up in these old time cars. They were slave masters. And they was going to park on that land that she cut down for an event. And then the Lord got me when I went to her to look at her, and I was like looking at her like it was her and her daughter. And I guess somebody was talking to her about why she cut the grass down. And that's when the Lord told me about Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus, y'all know the man's name. And the Lord spoke to me and he said about with the tree, about the man. Luke 19, about the man that was sitting in the tree. So that's when the Lord spoke to me. That's how I got speaking about Luke 19, because he told me, he was telling me the story about the man in the tree, and he gave me the man's name, and I looked it up this morning. It was Luke 19, talking about the man that was sitting in a tree as the Lord was walking through Jericho. Zacchaeus, I think that's his name. Zacchaeus. So the Lord bringing me back to this dream, and he telling me, reason why he bringing me back to it, because he gave me more to it, the meaning of the dream. Because he told us about Zacchaeus, if you look at earlier, but he told me about Luke 19, about how the man got up in the tree, and he wanted to seek the Lord so bad that the man was short and he got in the tree. And he wanted to be noticed by the Lord. So you go on that video, you'll see. I'm loading part one is loading up, and I got to do part two. It's taking a while, y'all. So the Lord gave me back to this, and then he got me into about separating the wheat from the tare. And then when I was like, why the slave masters? These men, they were parked in their car, going on their land. She done cut the land down for them because they have an event. But the Lord had me also talking about the wheat from the tear. I know why he brought my dream, y'all. Then he also told me to finish off Proverbs 19. Luke 19. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's go back over Luke 19 and I'm going to keep on finishing, y'all. Because the Lord gave me earlier this morning a lot of scriptures. But now He bringing me back to going back over my dream. Okay, we're going to go to Luke 19. Then Jesus entered and passed through Jericho. Now behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, who was a chief tax collector. And he was rich. Then I wonder, since those slave masters was they in taking place of Zacchaeus? You know what I'm saying? They was rich. But I don't know, y'all, but there was a chief tax collector and he was rich, and he sought to see who Jesus was, but could not because the crowd. He was a short stature. So he ran ahead and climbed up the sycamore tree to see him, for he was going to pass that way. And when Jesus came into the place, he looked up and he saw him and said to him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must stay at your house. So he made haste and come down and received him joyfully. But when he saw it, they all complained, saying, he has gone to be a guest with a man who is a sinner. So Zacchaeus came and said to the Lord, Lord, I give half of my goods to the poor, and if I have taken anything from anyone by false accusation, I restore fourfold. And Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to his house, because he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and save that which was lost. And in my dream, y'all, I didn't see multiple men, slave masters or whatever. I just seen this one man pulling up as she cut the grass. He was driving on the grass. I seen this one car, and in my spirit, I felt like this was a slave master. And then I knew many was going to come because it was an event. Y'all. So then the Lord got me right here talking about, let's go keep on reading. Now as they heard these things, he spoke another parable, because he was near Jerusalem, and because they thought the kingdom of God would appear immediately. Therefore he said, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. So he called 10 of his servants, delivered them to 10 minas, and said to them, do business till I come. But his citizens hated him. See, they're going to hate it again. And sent a delegation after him, saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. And so it was that when he returned, having received the kingdom, he then commanded these servants to whom he had given the money to be called him. Who he had given the money to be called to him, that he might know how much every man has gained by trading. Then came to the first, saying, Master, your minas has earned 10 minas. And he said to them, well done, good servant, because you were faithful with very little, have authority over 10 cities. And the second came, saying, Master, your minas had earned 5 minas. Minas. Talking about money, y'all, I guess. Likewise, he said to him, you also be over 5 cities. Then another came, saying, Master, here is your mina, which I have put away in your handkerchief, for I feared you, because you have an extra man. You collect what you did not deposit, and reap what you did not sow. See, reap what you sow. But then the Lord gave us something else the other day, talking about the people that did 10, the talents. He gave 10 and he brought 10 back. He gave 2. The other one came with 2. This similar. So wait. I feared you because you have an Austrian man. You collect what you did not deposit, reap what you did not sow. Because I told you the Lord got me also with the wheat and the tare. People going to reap what they sow. Why then did you put my money in the bank, that or at my coming I might have collected it with interest? And he said to those who stood by, take the manna from him and give it to him who had 10. This might be the same scripture, y'all, but it's in a different Bible. But they said to him, Master, he has 10 minas. I say to you that to everyone who has will be given, and from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. Now this is different. This have been taken away from him. But bring here those enemies of mine who did not want me to reign over them, and slay them before me. This is a different scripture. Let me see. Because the last scripture the Lord gave us, it was 5. They had 5 talents. And the other one gave 2 talents. Y'all, the Lord speaking something totally different. And the other one had 1. Remember he said he stored it under the ground? That was in Matthew 25, 14 to 30. And the Lord gave me in Luke a similar one. Y'all, the Lord speaking so much. He gave us that in Matthew a couple of days ago, telling us about the talents. Like the much is given and much required. He give people 5, he gives some 2, and he gave 1, and the 1 hid it up under the ground. This is a different scripture. Let's see this. Because he told me to go back over this. Let's go to 20. Then another came saying, Master, here's your mina, which I have put away in a handkerchief, for I feared you, because you are an austere man. You collect what you did not deposit, and reap what you did not sow. And he said to him, out of your own mouth I will judge you, you wicked servant. You knew that I was an ostrich man, collecting what I did not deposit and reaping what I did not sow. Why then did you put my money in the bank, that my coming I might have collected it with interest? And he said to those who stood by, take the manna from them and give it to him who has 10 minas, because they said to him, Master, he has 10 minas. For I say to you that to everyone who has will be given, and from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. But bring here those enemies of mine who did not want me to reign over them, and slay them before me. Because in Luke, in the other video, the Lord told us how he was going to do those that ain't even bowed down, submit themselves to the Lord. And he said this right here, the ones that do have, he said even what he has will be taken from him. So he got me back in this. So he gave us that in Matthew, but it's in Luke too, but it's a different way. And then he got me back in Matthew, talking about separating the wheat from the tare, y'all. Let's read Matthew 13:24. Another parable he put forth to them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seeds in his field. In his field, the woman, my cousin, was cutting the field out, y'all. And it was one with all weeds and everything. And she had a good field. Who sowed good seed in his field. But while man slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among them and went his way. Because the other one, she cut the grass down. The other man, like I said, in slavery, I feel like it was slavery they did was slave masters. She cut the land down and he was going over to the park. And I know it was a lot of them was going to come because it was an event. He sowed tares among them wheat and went his way. But when the grain had sprouted and produced a crop, then the tares also appeared. So it was because it was green and wheat. It was bad weeds and grass over there on her side, on the people's side. So the servant of the owner came and said to him, Sir, did you not sow good seed into your field? How then does it have tares? He said to them, An enemy has done this. The servant said to him, Do you want us then to go and gather them up? But he said, No, lest while you gather up the tares, you also uprooted the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest, and the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, First gather together the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. Because she was over there cutting down the grass, and the Lord gave me this about, y'all, he told me my dream, he had me to share my dream. He told me there's more to it. Y'all, the Lord separating the wheat from the tare. And he said, even those that have, you reaping what you sow season too. Separating the wheat from the tare and weeping and sowing. And then my other dream, y'all, I don't really know what this is, but I had this little small goldfish by itself. It was one. And you know how those fish bowls, it is a little small one, and I put the fish in there. The fish started getting bigger, so I had to go to another. I had to get the fish into a bigger fish tank. Then the fish got so big, y'all, I had to put it in a big old fish tank. A big old. I was like, I didn't know a goldfish get this big, but it was a big old goldfish in a fish tank. The water was clear, and it was a fish, and the fish got up and went up for some air. You know how fish go to the top and get some air, and they got air, and they went back down. But I don't understand this one right here, Lord. Because the fish got bigger and bigger. I didn't even know a goldfish could get that big. Y'all should see how big this fish tank was. First a small goldfish into a small tank. Then it got bigger. I had to put it into another tank. And then it got so big. I'm talking about this fish probably was about this big, y'all. In the fish tank. Y'all, them two dreams. Then I had some other dreams the Lord tell me about this. It was all about somebody being devious. All about money. It was devious. And it was some of my own folks, my people, in the dream. People I know, my kin folks, all talking about some money. Y'all. So this is a part 3, I guess, y'all. I don't know which part this is, but this is what the Lord was giving me about how he got me into with Zacchaeus. And he told me to share the dream. So it's more meaning to the dream. And then he gave me Matthew. And then I didn't know them two, Matthew and that. Luke was into that and the same thing. Y'all, God doing some things. And then it's all talking about money too. The last time was talents and gifts. But they was still using that example as money. Y'all know God in the midst. He still take care of his people. I'm still wondering why that man, that slave man. Y'all, God speaking a lot. Y'all be blessed in Jesus' name. No one thing will be the same. Worship and glorify his holy name, Jesus Christ.